In the dense forests of East Africa, there exists a creature so terrifying that entire villages fall silent at the mention of its name, the Nandi Bear. For over a century, witnesses have reported encounters with a massive bear-like predator that hunts the highlands of Kenya, the mountains of Uganda, and the remote forests of Tanzania. But here's the problem: there are no bears in Africa. There haven't been for thousands of years. So what are people seeing? This isn't folklore whispered around ancient campfires. This is documented history. British colonial officers, experienced hunters, local farmers, all describing the same impossible creature. A beast standing 4 to 6 feet tall at the shoulder, covered in thick dark fur, built like a grizzly bear, but moving through a continent where bears should not exist. And it's not just sightings. This creature kills. The Nandi people of Kenya have known about this animal for generations. They call it the kerret. In other regions, it's known as the chimusit, the duba. Different names, same nightmare. According to those who've encountered it, the Nandi bear is unlike any known predator. It doesn't hunt for food alone. Witnesses claim it kills livestock with brutal efficiency, often dragging full-grown cattle into the forest. But here's where it gets disturbing. It eats only the brain. Multiple reports across decades describe the same gruesome pattern. The creature cracks open the skull of its victim and consumes the brain matter, leaving the rest of the carcass untouched. This bizarre behaviour has been reported so consistently that it's become one of the defining characteristics of Nandi bear attacks. The first documented Western account came in 1905. Geoffrey Williams, a member of the British Nandi military expedition, reported encounters with a large, aggressive animal that terrified local populations, an animal that could stand upright, an animal that killed with a single blow from its massive paws. Since then, the reports haven't stopped. In 1912, a colonial officer named Geoffrey Hicks documented multiple attacks near Mount Elgon. Entire villages lived in fear. People had been killed. The creature was real to them, and the terror was absolute. Throughout the 1920s and 30s, British settlers and colonial administrators filed numerous reports. These were educated individuals with no prior knowledge of local legends, yet their descriptions matched perfectly with what the Nandi people had been saying for centuries. One of the most compelling accounts comes from Captain William Hitchens in 1925. An experienced hunter and military officer, Hitchens tracked an unknown animal through the Kenyan highlands. The prints he found were massive, unlike anything in his extensive hunting experience. He caught a brief glimpse of the creature before it vanished into the dense undergrowth. A massive sloping back, thick, dark fur, moving with a gait unlike any African predator. So what could it be? Some researchers suggest misidentification, perhaps a large hyena seen under stressful conditions. But hyenas don't match the size, they don't stand upright. And they're scavengers, not the aggressive predators described in Nandi bear reports. Others propose something far more extraordinary. Could this be a surviving population of Chalicotha? An extinct prehistoric mammal that walked on its knuckles and possessed a distinctive sloping back. Fossil records confirm Chalicothas lived in Africa millions of years ago, but could they have survived? It sounds impossible. But in 1938, scientists discovered the coelacanth, a fish thought extinct for 65 million years, swimming alive in the ocean. In 1901, Western science confirmed the okapi, a relative of the giraffe that local people had known about for centuries but scientists dismissed as folklore. The mountain gorilla wasn't documented until 1902. The giant forest hog was discovered in 1904. History has proven that large animals can hide in plain sight. That local knowledge is often dismissed until physical evidence forces science to acknowledge the truth. And the sightings of the Nandi bear continue. In the 1990s and 2000s, researchers collected fresh testimonies from Kenyan farmers and hunters. The reports remained consistent. A massive, aggressive creature, attacking livestock, dragging kills into the forest, leaving only brain-consumed carcasses behind. Some witnesses reported seeing it rear up on its hind legs, reaching heights of 8 to 9 feet. Others described hearing its calls in the night, deep, terrifying sounds that sent entire communities into their homes. The Kenyan government has occasionally acknowledged unusual animal attacks in remote regions, but no official recognition of an unknown species has ever been made. For the people living in Nandi Bear territory, this isn't a debate. It's not a legend they're unsure about. It's a dangerous animal they share their land with. They've lost livestock. They've lost neighbours. They know which parts of the forest to avoid after dark. But without a body, without bones, without definitive physical evidence, science cannot confirm what local communities have known for generations. German forces during colonial times knew about the Allied pigeon network and deployed hawks to hunt them down. Similarly, if the Nandi Bear exists, it has evolved perfect evasion. No specimens captured, no remains recovered, just tracks, testimonies, and terror. The forests of East Africa are vast and largely unexplored. New species are discovered regularly in these remote regions. The ecosystems are complex, with countless unexplored valleys and mountain ranges where a large predator could potentially survive undetected. Could the Nandi Bear be a real animal unknown to science? Could it be an extinct species that survived in isolated populations? Or is it a powerful cultural legend that reflects very real dangers in the African wilderness? 3 possibilities, 1 mystery. What we know for certain is this. For over a century, credible witnesses have reported a massive, aggressive, bear-like creature in East Africa. The descriptions are consistent, the behaviour is specific, the fear is genuine. Until someone produces undeniable proof, or until every sighting is definitively explained, the Nandi Bear remains one of cryptozoology's most compelling mysteries. Somewhere in the highlands of Kenya, in forests too dense for easy exploration, in mountains rarely visited by outsiders, there may be something waiting, something massive, something dangerous, something that science has yet to name. The Nandi Bear. Real animal? Extinct survivor? Enduring legend? The answer is still out there, hidden in the shadows of Africa's ancient forests. And the people who live there, they already know the truth.